Are y'all ready to have some fun? Then you're in the right place. Welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. The show will begin shortly. Thanks for joining us. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. We thought we would cut back the introduction video because we've got feedback that it's too long. So that's what we've done. Welcome to Carolyn's Corner Live. Let me bring our special guest on right away. I don't want to have to make you wait to meet him. Our guest tonight is Mr. Pete Sullivan. Let's bring him on. Hi, Pete.
Hey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How about you, sir?
I'm great. Thanks for having me. I
Oh, you're
appreciate
more
being
than
on the show
welcome.
tonight.
Yeah, no problem. So normally I have a co-host. Tonight, Paul came in for a moment, but he has daddy duties. So he will not be joining us tonight.
Hey,
I know
real
that's
life.
Yeah,
Real life
absolutely,
happens.
absolutely. But I'm sure glad that you joined us, and I'm thankful for everyone that's here. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Let me set this to public. So I always go to the beginning, even though it's set to public. I always like to make sure that we're set and ready to go. So,
More the
ladies and
merrier.
gentlemen, yes, absolutely. So, thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen. And ready to have some fun. Hold on, let me turn my phone down and make sure I've got this set. Okay, I do. Paul. Can one of our viewers send a little message, hi or hello, and please like, comment, and share if you would. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe and just send us a little heart if you can. Hi, Neil. How are you?
Hey,
Thank
Neil.
you, Neil. Thank you. It's so good to see you on here. So, Pete, so you are a singer-songwriter. I want to let everybody get to know you. Why don't you tell everyone a little bit about yourself?
I'm not a singer.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It's
Well,
all right. I've been in music since I was a kid. I love music my whole life, and and when I was younger, I was in bands and doing the gigs around town and being on a also I was like in a touring band for a while.
wow.
And then after I got married, had kids and stuff, that kind of slowed down a bit, but I always loved songs. I always loved music. And so I really started getting into the songwriting side of things. And I realized that I could write, if I wasn't limited by what I could do, I could write way better than I could perform. So instead of being
Okay.
limited by my ability to sing or to be the best guitar player or the best producer, I decided I started collaborating with people and really just taking songs and trying to bring them to life. So,
Right.
they weren't, there's nothing worse to me than when you hear a great song and someone's just like hacking it to death because, they want to be the star. Like I don't need to do that. I'm in a cover band. I play around town and I can get that part of it from that.
Right. Oh,
But
I got you. Yeah.
I just really want to write songs that affect people and to impact people and write songs that people need, not just me, but other people. Instead of doing things just for me, writing songs like what songs would I want to hear if someone wrote, and I'm like, oh, that touches me. So that's the kind of stuff I try to do.
That's
Um,
awesome.
so yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
That is so awesome. Let me see what I see a message right here
Neil
already.
wants to collab.
Oh, he's always open for a collab. I write in multiple genres.
All
Very
right.
nice, Neil. Well, you know how to get in touch with him just in case. If you're
I'm
interested.
musically schizophrenic too, Neil. So I do focus more.
Hi, Sarah.
Hey, Sarah. I focus most on Christian stuff, but I do rock stuff. I'm really starting to get into country a little bit. I was
There's
actually
my heart.
I was writing a song. I'm finishing up a song right now. It's called Alameda, and it's a story about. It's loosely based on when I went to California when I was a kid, when I was like 17, and I was full of a lot of. Let's say I wasn't full of humility. We'll say it that way.
I gotcha.
And I got myself in some trouble out there and got arrested out there. And
Oh no.
and so, but I decided. I mean, what I got arrested for, I was selling concert tickets. It wasn't very. It's not
Yeah, it
very.
wasn't.
Not a very great story. But I decided
Still.
I'd like, what, I'll take the premise of the story,
Yeah.
and then I will, take that and then make it like a story song. And so
I like that.
so yeah, so it's all about getting in trouble and have to go in front of the judge and learning the
It
hard way kind of stuff.
Oh
So
my gosh, is this your
oh,
country song? Is this a country
yeah,
song?
yeah, yeah.
Oh, I really wanna hear that, Pete. You need
And
to if
it's
you
funny,
want to, you share
my
it with me.
mom just came on the show. She
Is
just
that Rita?
Rita
Rita
Sullivan, yeah,
Sullivan? Hi,
and
Rita.
my mom knows the story about
I
me.
bet she does.
Yeah,
I'm
so
sure it
mom, I just gotta tell you,
Why do y'all do that to us moms? Why?
I put a line in the song for my mom. It said I used my one call to say, "Mama, I'm coming home." So
Oh, that's
so
excellent,
you get a
excellent.
kick out of that. So
So Neil said he lived. Well, you can see the comments. He lived in San Francisco back in the 70s. The reason I read through most of these comments is because when we are in the audio portion of the show, when people download it, they won't be able to see it. So I like to share those. Go
yeah,
ahead. Go ahead.
yeah. No, so I was just saying I was writing that country song, but I have been focusing mostly on Christian stuff. Again, trying to write songs that have meaning to it, and
Right.
then there's always those songs we hear where we're like, wow, that song. I really believe that God can use music, and
Yes.
there have been times where God has given me a song when I was going through something really tough, and so I'm just trying to write songs that people that God can use. Like I just put them out
Yeah.
there, and then whatever God wants to do with them, that's what's going to happen with them. So that's what.
That's excellent, Pete.
Yeah.
It really is. That's kind of the way I feel, because my songs are country based, but majority of them are Christian type. I don't know. I don't even know what the genre is because I kind of just made them up. I said, I think I'm country Christian. I don't know. So
Hey,
Rita says she remembers the incident well. I bet you do,
oh
Miss
yes,
Sullivan.
and it was right around Easter too, I believe, and
Oh, great. I'm
it
sure
was
she
it was
remembers
a
it with
rough Easter. Let's just
I know the things us moms, and it's always the moms, it seems like. I don't know
yeah,
why.
yeah,
And the dads have to deal with it too. But the moms, we take it, especially the sons. I don't know. To
yeah,
me, the moms take it more. It's like, come on now. You're my baby boy.
yeah, yeah,
No matter if you're the baby or not.
yeah,
Oh my gosh. Well, I definitely want to hear that later. I would love for you to share that with me because like I said, I love country and I love a good story. I
yeah.
really, really do. So, so we have several songs that you've written that we're going to be playing tonight. I'm super excited. The
And I just
first
want to
one,
say right now, I was
yes,
asked for like three or four songs. I would never imagine to be like, oh hey, listen to all my music, but Carolyn asked for them, so
I did.
anytime I don't want to bore people to tears, but I just give a representation of what I do. So I thank you for the opportunity to play them for people, for new people that never heard it before. So I'm
Yes.
excited to share them.
Am equally excited to hear them because, as everyone knows by now, if you've watched the show, I usually don't even listen to the songs. I'll listen to them for content a lot of times and listen to a little bit of them. But I don't get to listen to them all the way through. And I do that on purpose. So I'll be equally impressed or surprised because I love a song with a good story. And oh, I can't wait.
Well, it
And I
looks
don't
like
want to,
Neil has a good story. He wrote a
let's
Christmas
see.
song about from a dog's point of view, so that's a story right there.
One about the three kings worried about leaving their dogs alone with the sheep. The other about Christmas morning. Oh, wow. Those are great topics.
Hey,
Those are
get them
great
recorded for the
topics.
Christmas season, be all set.
Yes, absolutely. We've got so many talented people that we're in contact with through our Carolyn's Corner show. I'm so blessed. I really am, and I am glad. I tell everyone whether you want to be or not. To me, it's like, okay, Pete, now you're part of the family. That's literally what I tell everyone because to me, it's like a family. It's like a giant family that we're growing, and we keep adding more people to this great family, and it's just wonderful. It's like I've got more kids than ever now.
Yeah, well, it's awesome. It's awesome because I do feel like songwriting community is a family.
Yes.
I didn't really do much co-writing until the pandemic started, and then
Yeah.
I started doing Zoom calls, and I'm writing with. I was telling you last night. I just finished a song with a married couple who live out in Australia, and
Wow.
it came out great. And then in May, I'm writing with somebody who's from Cameroon in Africa. So it's just great that we
That's
can
so
just,
who
and
would have
that's
ever thought that that wouldn't have been possible though? So, I look at that and like, for example, we had a gentleman by the name of Steve Horncastle a few weeks ago. And he didn't even write songs at all until the pandemic started. And he started writing because he was in his house and he couldn't go anywhere. And he played already, but he did a whole album in 12 months from his house. And I was like,
hey, you locked
yeah,
down.
he
What
never
else
even
you gonna?
sang. He was just in a band he played. And I was like, oh my. So it had a lot of good. I know, it's hard to say that because a lot of bad came out of it, but
Sure.
a lot of good. People had no choice but to find their creativity and find something to do. Hi,
Well,
Tammy. How are you, beautiful? Good to
I think
see
that
you.
I think that a lot of things came out during the pandemic where people really started getting in touch with God, with who they were,
Yes.
and realizing what was important. So, when you get introspective and like that, songs just come out. So
That is true. When you don't have, yeah, exactly. You just sit there and you're like, and everything, it hits more closer to home because we heard there was so also, so many horror things on the news and where
mhm,
everybody was scared. And you always come up with ideas like that when you're scared or stressed or whatever. Uh,
absolutely.
yeah, yes. So, Tammy, awesome thing. And you, I'm doing great. I'm doing
Amy's
great.
doing so great. The future's so bright. She's wearing shades
She's
right now.
wearing
Look at that.
shades. She
She's
is
got
such a
this.
beautiful person. We have several of our wonderful supporters, friends of ours here locally that have been supporting us and watching all of our shows since day one. And all of you guys, I just appreciate y'all so much. I really, really do. So Pete, let's let them hear your first song. What do you say?
Sure, sounds great.
Okay, I'm going to tell them the name of it. The name of it is Fingerprints. Do you have anything specific you want to say about this song?
So you're talking about Christian country. This was my idea for this was to do. I just kind of started sounding like country to me, but then I decided for the production standpoint, I thought it would be great. I would talk to my producer. His name is Colton Price down in Nashville, and I said to him, what I want it to sound like is I want it to sound like if Chris Stapleton did a worship song. That's what I want it to sound like, and he did great with the production. The
Wow.
person who's singing is not me. Because people think I'm writing it. Once again, I wrote all the stuff, but I let the people who do it the best do it. So we had a session singer do that, and then we had a great lady named Allie Rao who she sings with a group called the Carmonas in
Wow.
Nashville. They've had some songs synced to shows in Netflix and stuff like that.
Oh, that's
So
great.
they're a great like Americana band. But I was like, hey, can you do some harmonies on that? And she said, sure. So yeah, so it's
Wow.
basically the idea of the song. A lot of my stuff kind of goes back to this is, my name is Pete, right? So Peter.
Right.
And I was named appropriately because I'm one step forward, two steps back, like the disciple. Like I always have to do it the hard way, right? And so this song just showing how God has been in my life despite me. Like,
Amen to that.
right?
Yeah.
And I look back and I say, in the midst of things, you don't see it, but when you look back, I can see God's fingerprints all over my life. So,
That's so I say
yeah,
the same thing. It's when you look back. Yes, I'm sorry.
yeah.
Go ahead. That
No,
just shot gut
that's
me. Yeah.
basically the gist of it.
Wow.
It's just, God, I see your fingerprints. You're always
Oh,
faithful, even when I'm not haven't been faithful, and so it's kind of a gratitude, a thankful gratitude worship song, but with a little
oh my
country swing
gosh.
to it. So
I already love that idea. I've never thought of it that way. I see your finger. Oh my gosh. I already know I'm going to cry probably. I really do because I talk about that every single week on here. I do. How he's planning, orchestrating all of that and been there the whole time. So let's get to it. I'm excited. So,
sure.
ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Pete Sullivan first song tonight that we're going to be playing. It's called Fingerprints. And I'm hearing it for the first time right along with you guys. And by the way, thanks again for joining us. Here we go.
Every season of my life, whether filled with joy or plagued with strife, your yoke is easy and your burden's light. If I trust in you, I trust in you. But when my mind is filled with fear, all I have to do to make it disappear is remember all the times throughout the years that you came through, oh, like you always do. Faithful is your love, Lord, I see your fingerprints just a glimpse of your faithful love for me. Everybody else abandoned me, when I was the author of my own misery, when I ran away from you defiantly, you stayed true, oh, like you always do. Faithful is your I see your fingerprints, I can see your fingerprints. You're more than enough. Lord, I see your fingerprints, giving me just a glimpse of your faithful love for me. You are my strength and my song. You embrace me even when I feel like my faith is gone. Don't forsake me. You were with me every step of the way. How could I ever say you're not for me? Faithful is your love. Lord, I see your fingerprints, I can see your fingerprints. You're more than enough. Lord, I see your fingerprints, giving me just a glimpse of your faithful love for me.
Oh my goodness, Pete. That is so beautiful.
Thank you.
Really beautiful. Oh my gosh. I don't even know where you came up with that. How you came up with fingerprints. That is so clever. And I didn't even realize it until then, until just now when I pulled it up, that it literally is two fingerprints. That
Yeah.
is so beautiful. Oh my
Thank you.
gosh.
Thank
God,
you.
I don't even know what to say about that. Let me go to the comments and see what people are saying. I noticed that so we, as changing the subject a little bit, I put a disclaimer up, letting everyone know that I have permission to play your songs.
Yeah.
But I notice now for some reason when I type, it's still not showing Facebook. So
Oh.
in the little thing, so I don't know what's going on. Could someone from Facebook send me a message real quick? Just say hello. Let me know what y'all think. Show some love. I want to make sure you're able to see my messages. Are you able to see it up there on the screen, Pete? My message says
Yeah, I
host.
see. Up. Pamela heard it.
Pamela. Hi,
Thank
Pamela.
you.
Hello. Thank you. And thank you for joining us, Pamela. That's so sweet. So Pamela, I think I'm right, is Jerry Bradley's sister. Is that correct, Pamela? I think so. I'm pretty sure.
Well,
Thanks
at
for
least
coming back.
people can hear it, so that's good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, after the show is completely finished, you can always go back. You can share it. You can like it. Yes. Welcome, Pamela. I'm so glad you're here. You can see it on YouTube, on our Facebook. Gosh, it's available. And now I'm going and downloading them onto, I've been doing it, but I'm kind of behind the time. So we're also putting them on Spotify and Google Play, Google Podcasts, and Spotify.
Great.
We're one of the first people that got approved to do videos on Spotify. So
That's great.
yeah, it's pretty cool. So I was like, wow. My husband said, man, you're everywhere. I said, yeah, no wonder I'm so tired. No, I'm just kidding. I don't really do anything. But I love that. That was such a beautiful
you.
song. Your
Thank
fingerprints.
you.
Some of those lines in there are just really beautiful. I like the way your phrasing is nice. Very, very nice.
Thank you.
And gosh, I don't even know what to say. It's just so beautiful.
Yeah,
Honestly.
I again, Colton Price is he's the guy who produced it down in Nashville, and he really, again, that was a great example of Darrell, how are you, Darrell?
Oh, here we go. You see
Yeah,
it? Let me show. So let me just interrupt you.
go
Lee
ahead.
Stevens, by the way, I don't know if you know him, but if not, you
Yeah,
should. I have not met him in person. Another great person. He said that was beautiful. Other. I don't know what that
yeah,
other means. Darrell said, "Amazing song, Pete." I
yeah,
agree. Isn't it beautiful? Thank you for joining us, sir. Thank you
yeah.
so much. Yeah. Go ahead. What were you
No,
saying
so
about?
it was a great example that was of trying to take hold on. I'm sorry, I'm getting caught up reading what people are writing.
It's okay.
So
Oh, Steve, wait a minute. Yeah, go ahead, Lee. Go ahead.
so the
I'm
idea
trying
is
to read it too. We're going to
yeah,
read it out loud so people.
just the idea of it's a great example of if I tried to do that song just in my own strength and doing it the way I would do it, it would not sound like that.
Really?
No, because it's like I'm not a great singer, and I'm a okay guitar player, but I'm just strumming on an acoustic. But we have all the, like, you had the pedal steel in there,
They
and you
added a
just
lot
it,
of beautiful
and
music.
then
Yeah.
Allison and our session singer
Wow.
just like blowing it
My
out
God,
that
it
last
sounded
chorus.
so beautiful. It really, really
So
did.
so it's great to me when I hear that, when I'm like, that's what it's supposed to sound like.
Yes. You know
Yeah.
what? That's the same thing because I finally sent three of my songs to a studio.
Hmm.
And a couple, one of them I was like, yeah, but the other ones I was like, that's what I was trying to do. That's exactly what same thing. I understand. Especially when it's something it's almost like it's like your child almost. It's like to me, it's like sending it away to someone. You're like, oh, I hope they do it justice. I hope they treat them well.
Yeah.
So
Well,
let me
it's also interesting. It's like a collaboration. So sometimes they'll do it a little bit different. And I've
right.
learned as a songwriter, because the ultimate thing you'd want to do is to have, a big artist do your song.
That would be amazing, right?
They're gonna tweak with it, and so
Yeah.
you have to be kind of open handed with it and say, okay, so when the producer was like, hey, why don't we do this or do that? I always try to keep open minded, and so you have to be a little bit flexible. But I mean, when he sent me that, I was like,
Yeah, it's
that's
beautiful. I mean,
that
really, I would
sounds
have been
great.
I honestly would have cried, and that's the truth. I did cry when I was on live here when I got one of them, and I was crying, and all my friends were watching. I was like, "This is so my God, I can't believe." I was like, "Oh my
Yeah,
God, y'all want
it's
to hear it live?"
exciting.
And they're like, "Yeah." So let me read what Lee Stevens said.
Sure.
He said that was beautiful, brother. So many people are familiar with the poem Footprints, but you keep writing songs like that, and everybody will know about Fingerprints as well. Oh, beautifully
Thank,
said.
thank you, Lee.
Gosh, Lee is such a great guy. I can't say enough about him. I'll tell you one of my Pamela, let's see what she said. I don't always read them all, but I feel the same way about my paintings. It is a piece of you. Yes, Pamela.
It's how we
Oh my
express
gosh.
ourselves. It's art, and it's a
Yeah.
vulnerable place to be where you take something that is inside you and you go, hey, check it out. Do you like it?
Yeah. And hoping
That's
they're
a
going to say
scary.
yes, because it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, because you keep them close to you. Right. And it's like Pamela. And by the way, we're trying to figure out because we want to help all artists literally and an artist. I'm already telling my co-author, how would we, or my co-host, how would we have someone describe a painting with an audio? But
Hmm.
you know what? I'm all about trying it, Pamela. I'd love to have you try it with us. We would love to have you on. I love featuring just talent because I know how much that means to us and how close, because a lot of these people don't get to share their songs, their
Right.
paintings, their books. So that's why we want to do this so badly. So thanks for your great comments, ladies and gentlemen. And thanks for writing that song, Pete. Wow.
Thanks.
Golly. So let's get to another song, shall we?
Okay.
I could believe me, I could talk all night, but I know I'm trying not to talk as much, which is very hard for me. So the next song I have on the list is All Things New. You want to tell us a little bit about that?
So this is really crazy. This is total God thing. So I love to write all different kinds of music, and I was
Right?
kind of hitting my head against the wall with trying to working on my Christian stuff. And I was like, I know it doesn't, you can still be a Christ follower and not always have to do Christian music. And I was just like, I don't know. I don't know if I'm supposed to be doing it or not. And so I was at church, and they they have like a screen up, and they were reading the scripture. And I looked at the scripture and and it was like, just heard this melody to the scripture, and it's scripture.
Yeah.
The chorus is, when I think of all of this, I fall to my knees and pray to the Father. And I change at the end. I kind of add something, but it's basically, and I heard this melody, And I was like, oh my gosh. But of course, there's all this stuff going on in church. And so
Yeah.
I just got up and ran out of the room.
Oh,
And my wife was like, what's
what?
going on? Because you have to go to the bathroom. I go, what's going on? I don't understand. And I was running to put a voice memo on my
Oh my
phone,
gosh.
because I heard the
Yeah.
melody and I knew by the end of the thing with all the worship going on, we had great worship in our church. I'm like, I'm not going to remember this melody.
Yeah.
So I bop, 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 in my phone. And then, so I had the chorus for a while and I kept on trying to write the verses and it just wasn't working. So I did something really scary. There's a place that I would go running. It's just out in this field and there's nothing out there really. There's like a little park bench out in the middle of this field. And actually I
Wow.
had the cover art on my on the single on Spotify or Apple Music or wherever you see stuff. You'll see it. It's just that's the bench that in the picture with the field.
Just a lone bench.
Yeah, and I said, you know what, God, this is your song. So I'm going to come here starting tomorrow and I'm just going to sit here. And I need you to write the song.
Oh
And
my
I'm just going to be obedient and I'm going to come here and I need you to write the song because I am not doing a good job of this song.
Wow.
And it was really nerve-wracking because as someone who, if you're a creative and you're an artist, you're afraid you're going to sit down and go, and nothing came out.
Yeah.
And now I'm a loser to God and to me. So I'm like, and I was like, I shouldn't be testing God like that. Like I was going through all these things.
Yeah, because he's busy doing other stuff, Pete.
The enemy was attacking me like that. So
yeah. Oh yeah.
When I went out there and I said, I'm going to come out for a week and I'm just going to sit there. And within 2 days, the whole song was written.
Wow.
So this is really definitely, as Bono says, all the best songs are God's the best co-writer.
Yeah.
All the best songs are co-written with God. So,
wow.
So I was really excited. I really felt like this had to go out because clearly he had.
Yeah,
it's not about numbers. I mean, somebody heard this song that needed to hear it. So I was excited about it. Just having it pour through you like that was super exciting.
Oh my gosh. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
So he just said, here, have the song. And a lot of times I think it's also due to the fact that we finally just get still and just listen. Because we're so busy with our lives.
Start trying to be clever. And,
yes.
Oh, I'm gonna use some Christianese here, and I'm gonna,
say
all the words you've heard in every Christian song ever made, and I'm gonna do it special, and I'm gonna, do this phrasing. And God, just like stop being so cute about it. Just sit down, be obedient, and I'm gonna give it to you. So it was a good lesson for me to be like, listen, stop trying so hard all the time. So
I can't wait to hear it. This is gonna be great too. Oh my gosh. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, here is Pete's second song, All Things New. Here we go. I'm excited.
My clean, there's power in your blood. How long, how wide, and how deep is your love for me? How long, how wide, and how deep is your love? You wash me clean, there's power in your blood. How long, how wide, and how deep is your love for me? How long, how wide, and how deep is your love? You wash me clean, there's power in your blood. How long, how wide, and how deep is your love for me? When I think of all of this, I fall to my knees and pray to the Father, creator of everything. In your presence, the darkness flees, consumed by your love. Fear's got no hold on me. No matter what this world tells me, I'll keep my eyes upon you. Lord, you're making all things new.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Yeah, definitely. That was just it. It's like, hey, I'm talking to you. Hey, are you listening? That's how I felt. That was
Yeah.
so beautiful.
It was the chorus is the thing I heard at church. It was from Ephesians 3, verse 14. And this is the actual scripture.
Okay.
When I think of all this, I fall to my knees and pray to the Father, the creator of everything in heaven and on earth. And so when I heard it, and I was like,
Oh my gosh.
this is right. And then just, just shows you how faithful God is, because,
Yeah.
the idea of, people say they don't hear from God. Like, God speaks in different ways to different people. And it was just so great where he was like, no, you can write Christian stuff. Like, I'm going to give this to you right here, and you're going to hear it. And that really was such a, I'm glad that you like the words, Pamela. So it was
Me
like,
too,
love that it's
Pamela.
easy to sing along with, and that you have the
Yes.
words for me to read. Yeah, it took me a long time to put that together, but
Yeah, it
but yeah,
does
I'm
take a
glad
long
that people
time.
could hear it and understand it.
Wow.
But I just, it just shows you how God is so faithful in those things, and that's exciting to me, because then it's not really. I mean, I'm just handing it over, right? Like
Yes.
it's amazing when God uses you
Yes.
for things. Like, he doesn't need. I mean, he's the God of the universe. Why
Yeah.
is he going to deal with me?
He
Like,
doesn't need.
why
Yeah,
is he going to
that's
use
so
me?
true, isn't it, B? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah. God uses
hi,
broken
Kimmy.
people. Yeah,
Yes.
God uses broken people. So,
He does, and that's what I was gonna say. So
yeah,
many of us either are dealing with that exact same where we completely felt lost, like we're unlovable. There's no redeeming me. I've done too many, I've kind of written songs like that. I've just nope, nope. But then I think it's when you finally get to me too, honestly, Pete, when you finally get to that point where you see that the whole time he's been doing it, he's been there, and he just how deep is your love? It just keeps, how can it be possible that you still love me? That's just
yeah.
beautiful. Gosh, that's beautiful. Oh,
Thank
oh my
you.
God, I love it, and I like the sound of it too. Let's see, who was that? Laura? No, who was that said that? Oh, I'm sorry, Lee. Oh wait, that's a different one.
No,
Sorry. Anyway,
it's all right. Try to keep up with
Laura
all the.
Bradley. Laura Bradley. Yes, I know your fan club is like there's so many.
Yeah,
And it is easy to sing, and she did such a great job on that. The singer
yeah,
that you had, it's like
yeah.
to me it
It
has
bec-
a pop feel, like a popish feel, but it's
yeah.
more modern.
Well, the thing is that part of writing songs, obviously, my favorite compliment that anyone could ever give me is, I can't get that out of my head.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I like to create earworms where, like, it's never going to leave you alone. And it has to be singable, because if you want to sing, if you want to do things for the church, or in the other, not even the church, but the idea of, there's truth in that. This is scripture.
Yeah. I
And if
know.
this scripture, if it gets caught in your head, You know, it's like truth is going to be stuck in your head. And so that to me
Wow.
is a great thing to do.
So Pamela said A. Bradley sang this with a question mark.
No.
No. That's why it sounds so great. I don't know, but it does sound great, doesn't it,
So
Pamela?
this just shows you like Nashville, right? So I worked with the same guy who did Fingerprints on this. This is the first song we ever did together.
Wow.
And so he worked on the music. I sent him a rough production of what I
Right.
had coming, but I was like, you know, I want that modern production. I want that Bethel Hill song. I want that kind of thing. And he just
Yeah,
delivered that in
he
spades.
did. Oh my gosh.
But then I was like, but I want to be down there for the vocals. So I was coming down. This is actually crazy. I came down. We recorded those vocals. I was coming down for a men's retreat down in Nashville, and I was setting it up so I'd be down there to do the vocals. And that was the weekend that COVID shut everything down. And
Oh.
so but she was still going to come over, and I was at Colton's house, and this lady comes over, and she's a great singer.
Yeah.
Her name is Sky Reedy, and Sky sings. This is how crazy Nashville is, right? So she seemed like a nice lady. I never met her before. Young lady comes in. It's like, she's like, oh yeah, I heard this, you know, and she learned the song, and she comes in, and I mean, do you want me to do a harmony? I'll do an octave, like just knocking things out.
Such
Like
a professional. Yeah, I would probably be
did all
going,
those
"What?"
vocals in an hour and a half. It was just like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. And then it was like, okay, how many different flavors of awesome do you want? And she just kept on doing it. And then it was over, and I'm like, okay. And I didn't have no idea, but so Sky sings with Michael W. Smith, with Mandisa, with all these amazing. She sings. She's like, I saw a video of her singing in Bridgestone Arena with Michael W. Smith,
And
like,
you had no idea.
no, I didn't know. I'm like, hey, thanks for singing
Wow.
my song, you know. And but you know, that's how it is in Nashville. Everyone's just doing stuff. So but
Wow.
yeah. So again, nowhere near could I do that on my own. But again, collaborating with people who can really bring your songs to
Yeah.
life. I mean, this song will speak to people way better than me
Yes.
trying to croak through it. It's not
Yeah,
going to
and
work out well.
what gets me is the fact that you literally heard it, like in church setting, and I've had that happen, and I hear it, and I'm like, I'll wake up and hear a song, like hear it out loud, and I'm like, where is that coming? Like you hear it in your head, you're like, you know, and I say it all the time, and I know it's got to be God sending it to you. Like, here, where do you hear? You can't just hear stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I'm like, okay, I know I'm a little crazy, but you know what I mean?
Well, especially after you ask, I'm praying. I was praying that day,
Yes.
like,
Oh
what
my
do you want me to do
gosh.
with the music stuff? And he's like, here you go. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, all right, I got you.
Wow.
So yes, that was kind of the song that kind of set me up to say, you know what, you can focus on Christian music. You
It was
don't
like,
feel like and that's why I thought Fingerprints was so awesome, because it was like I can do Christian stuff, but it doesn't have to be everything you hear
yeah.
the same over and over again. So it's still faith based, and so it's good.
Oh gosh, that's beautiful. What a gift. What a gift he gave you. I'm serious.
Thank
Oh
you.
my goodness. Honestly, I am always blown away by the singers. And it seems like, I think I told you this last night. If it's possible, I don't know if I shouldn't even say it, but to me, maybe it's just because the journey that we're all taking together. To me, I just learn more and more, and the songs get better and better and better. And I mean that. I don't know. No one's better than anyone else, but yet in a way they are. Because I don't know. It's just like we're progressing. You know what I mean? And
And we're
I am
always learning,
yes,
getting better. Every co-write I
gosh.
go into, I'm learning like, wow, that's awesome how you did that. And then trying
Yeah.
to learn how to get better. It's all we're trying to do, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And just help each other through all this long journey.
That's
So,
right.
the next song we have for Pete is called Jesus is on the Throne.
Yes.
And I love
So,
the title. Tell us a
yeah.
little bit about that song.
So
I'm so
this is
excited.
a pandemic song.
Okay.
This song I wrote in the fall of 2020,
Okay.
right before the election, in the midst of all the crazy pandemic stuff and the division in the country. And I was sitting, I was walking, and I was like, man, no matter what happens, like I was really like, is this country going to be able to handle it? And I was like, no matter what happens, there's going to be a significant group of people who are going to be distraught.
Mm-hmm.
And I also, it's also kind of about all the things that we put our trust in that was stripped away during the pandemic. Whether it be your health, your job, your relationships, all those things we were laid bare during the pandemic, and it was time to really get real about what we were putting our faith in. And there was so much despair.
Yeah, there
And
really
between
was.
that and all the misinformation that was out there, it just seemed like as a believer, I try to go back to remembering truth.
Right.
And so the idea of this song is like, it doesn't feel like it right now.
Yeah.
But Jesus is on the throne. And just to hold on to that through all of that, because it was very easily, I was getting bitter about things. I was getting angry. Social media was upsetting me. There was
a lot to be upset about.
I took a fast. I fasted from social media, because it just was, and people that I really looked up to, people I thought were very spiritually wise, there was just a lot of bad stuff going on, and I realized I was trusting a lot of people.
Yeah.
And those people were representing faith to me, and I was sorely disappointed. So my thought was like, you know what? But they're not Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus is on the throne. And we have to remember, it's not a political party. It's not your job.
Yeah.
It's not even good things. It's not your ministry. It's not, I'm sorry to break this to you, Carolyn, it's not your show.
No, it's definitely not.
Whatever it is, it's not that thing. It's Jesus. And
Absolutely.
it was just like a reminder, kind of a very intimate song.
Yeah.
Again, Ali Rao, who did the harmony for Fingerprints, is actually the singer on this one.
Oh, I know it's going to be beautiful.
And she goes right, hey, Leonard, what's going on, brother?
I just saw it. Okay.
Yep. So
let me put the comment up there. What did he say?
Yeah.
Oh, hello everyone. Hi, Leonard. Hi, Leonard Fields. How are you, sir? Good to see you back.
So the idea is just to, like, an intimate song, kind of a cry out to Jesus, and saying, this world is so, I'm struggling. So that's where I was walking. I ran home. I went into my basement studio, and I just came up with some of it. And I was really excited, because I was like, this is going to minister to people who are really are just lost. So
yeah, and there was such a division. People didn't really know what to do, what to believe. You're right. And I can't wait to hear it. I'm excited. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to this song. I'm super excited. This is Jesus is on the Throne. I always try to make sure I pronounce the title properly, by Mr. Pete Sullivan. Oh, you're welcome. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, I know it's going to be great. Make sure you send some love, likes, comments, shares. Here we go.
As I sit here in the embers of what I thought my life would be, in these times I will remember the truth is more than what I see. Jesus, you're on the throne. Jesus, you're on the throne. You're my shield and my defender. And as this world keeps growing dark, your words are like a lamp unto my feet, that lights the path, that shows me who you are. Jesus, you're on the throne. Jesus, you're on the throne. And one day, kings and kingdoms will bow down, and the voices of hate will and all the nations will witness your power and glory. Until that trumpet sounds, I'll hold on to this hope I found and trust you to be the author of my story. Jesus, you're on the throne. Jesus, you're on the throne. And one day kings and kingdoms will bow down, and the voices of hate will be drowned out. It doesn't feel like it right now, but I know, Jesus, you're on the throne. Jesus, you're on the throne.
Wow, Pete. Oh my God. What an amazing gift you have been given. Honestly.
Thank
That is
you.
so, gosh, that's beautiful.
Thank
I
you.
got to read a couple of these. First of all, I want to say, Connie Wardwell Cashin is my sister-in-law, and this is only the second time she's been on the show. And I'm so glad that she's here tonight. She said it's beautiful, and she said, I needed to hear this today. Connie, I'm
Thank
so
you,
glad
man.
you're here. Oh,
That's why I
see,
write songs, because
oh,
I do. I believe God has words for people.
mhm.
And if you
Gosh,
are
I
a
got
lover of music,
goosebumps.
if you're a lover of music, um, that's the best thing I could ever hear is that, one, I can't get it out of my head.
Yes,
Two, I needed to hear that. And that's,
yes.
I was at a recently, I was at a songwriting workshop in Nashville, and a gentleman was talking about what a sense of peace. Thank you, Christine.
Isn't that
Um,
beautiful? Beautifully
uh,
said, Christine.
the idea of writing songs not to get, so not to like, hey, look at me, look at the songs that I write. It's more of like, what would I need to hear? What are songs that are needed to be put out in the world today? And at that time, I mean, I feel like it's still going on. I
It
feel like
is.
you could use that whenever. But
I
like in
agree with
that
that.
moment in the fall of 2020,
Wow.
you can imagine how much worse it was at that point. And I
Yeah.
was like, that's why I just wanted, like, however it was going to go down, whatever people, there's so many of my friends. There's a gentleman I know in Nashville who had lost his wife of like 40 years to COVID. Like there's so much heartache going on. And,
So much. We
and I
lost so
just
many
was,
people here in our small town. It was unbelievable. Young
yeah,
people too. We were losing
yeah,
young people. Every time I turned around, I was like, well,
yeah,
and I kept saying, I love you. I love you. I kept telling everybody, tell everyone you love them and
yeah,
treat those with kindness, because we don't
yeah.
know. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you. It's
No,
true
no,
though.
no, no. It's just, but that's the
Wow.
thing, is just that idea of, I was thinking about all those people, and I just wanted the contrast of what we were dealing with at that moment,
Hmm.
and then saying, but one day,
Yeah.
all these people who are fighting, they're all going to bow down,
Yeah.
and then all these hateful voices are going to be silenced.
God, it's so
And
beautiful.
like, it's just, it doesn't feel like that's going to happen right now.
Yeah.
But that's, again, holding on to truth, like, and that helped me. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, this is all just temporary. And
Right.
it's hard to think that when everyone is going through something like that. So, yeah, so that was special to me. And Allie
Oh
did such a
gosh.
great job on the voice, on the
Yeah.
vocals.
Oh my gosh. I mean,
That's
it's,
the only song so far we've heard that I actually played on. I played the piano on
oh,
that.
you did? It was
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. It's a little
Gosh.
more,
No,
but
I loved it.
yeah,
I
it's
loved it. I
simple.
mean,
It's a
I
simple
really
song.
did. I mean, it gave me goosebumps. I loved all three of
Mhm.
them so far.
Thank you.
That one, a lot of people are going to need that a lot right now
Yeah,
because we're still going through issues. And you know what? Even if it's not a pandemic, there's always something. You're always dealing with
always.
heartache, sadness, depression, anxiety,
Yeah.
loss of a this just goes on and it never ends. That's why, it's so important that we try to share God's love as often as we can and just let people know, hey, I'm here, and I love you, and
Well,
he loves you.
I was very excited. I got onto a playlist on Spotify called "Music for for hard times.
Oh,
And I was so excited to be on that because like
yes,
that's a song for that that playlist.
it
If you're having
is.
a rough time in your life, you could put that on and
Listen to
be
that
like,
song.
yeah. So actually, most of my listens right now on Spotify are coming from on that song are coming from that playlist because
Wow. I
people
can
are
see
so
why.
and that just there's nothing better for me than that.
No. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Hi, Miss Kimmy.
Kimmy
Miss Kimmy said,
Thomas.
wow,
Wow,
she is such a
that's a
great person. Yeah,
serious lots of heart eyes and lots of hearts.
she's beautiful. Yeah,
Thank you,
and Kimmy,
Kimmy.
I'm glad to see that y'all are okay. We had a really bad grass fire out where she lives, not right by them, and they were scared. From what I understand, it was very close to them, and one family did lose their home in our small town.
Wow.
But I saw the community kind of rallied together. They had, I think, 3 or 4 children. But we drove by there where it was today, and it was really bad. So same thing, people are dealing still, no matter what's going on, people are still dealing with tragedy and things like that, that
Life's not
unexpected.
for wimps.
Yeah,
Life's not
absolutely.
for wimps.
It is not. It is not. Kimmy, it's so good to have you on here, baby. I just think she's such a great person. She's another one of our, we're just been so blessed. Pete, it's the only thing I can say. I'm blessed. And our little family is growing and I just love it. It's like another one of my kids. She's probably not even my kid's age, but to me, she's like my daughter. That's why I call her baby. So you do have another song. Now, folks, I wanna give a little.
This is when we're gonna lose
No, I don't think
everybody.
so. I don't think so at all. So Pete and I were talking yesterday when we were doing our sound check and going over all the information. And I don't even know how it came up, Pete. Oh, because he was saying he writes other genres, but he's primarily focused on his Christian genre. Would that be a good representation of what you said?
Yeah,
Okay.
I love everything from classical music to really, really heavy music.
Yeah.
And I was telling Carolyn that in the 90s, yeah, wouldn't want to be through a
Oh
house fire and wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. No.
gosh,
No.
bless you. God bless you, Kimmy. Yeah, it's the worst. It's the worst.
Yeah.
I'm glad y'all are safe. Thank God. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. So back in the 90s, I was in a rap rock band and I was the
I think
rapper.
this is great.
Yeah, I was the rapper. And I was living pretty crazy back then.
Yeah.
God needed to knock me off my horse on my road to Damascus moment, and he did. But at
Yeah.
that moment, I was going pretty hard, and we got signed to a European label, and we were touring.
Oh,
And
I
we were
didn't
doing all-
realize
yeah,
that.
we
You
were
got
doing a whole bunch
signed?
of. Yeah, I mean it was a very small label, but still, it was cool. Like, it was out of
That's
Holland.
cool.
Somebody in Holland like gave us money to put out an album, which was great. And so
Wow.
but so I was the rapper in it, and it was really heavy, and I was like, rah, rah, so I love hip hop, I love
Yeah.
it, and that's one thing that I'm not a singer, but I can the rap thing is so. One thing I was learning from some of my songwriting mentors is that when you're doing songwriting, you need to stay in a lane for a little while because people need to know what they can. What, like, if they're looking for something, they can go, oh, Pete Sullivan can do that. Like, and
Yeah.
so they said, you can write whatever you want, you can write any song you want, but what you're focusing on presenting to people should be in a certain lane. And then once you're in the door and people are coming to you for certain things, then you can kind of branch out into other things.
Right.
So I got a Spotify account where I could have numerous numerous artist pages.
Okay.
And so I decided I'm going to do a hip hop song. It's a Christian song, but
That's pretty cool, though.
Yeah, it's a Christian song, and it's about I'm a little bit past this, but I turned 50 in September, and so
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you. And so the idea was, I mean, God willing, as long as I'm healthy and I still know who I
Yes.
am, this could be halftime. But the idea was,
Oh yeah.
I've been playing I've been playing games for a while, right? And now the second half of my life, I want to finish well. There's a lot of people we see all the time who
So well
start really
said.
good
Yes.
and they don't finish well. And I have that tendency. I could totally be a train wreck at the end if I'm not careful. So
Yeah.
this song is
I can relate.
This song is a very honest song. It's a song about I'm playing games a lot of times. I'm playing games with myself. I'm playing games with God. I'm bargaining with him. I'm thinking he's not seeing everything he's seeing. And I have kids, I have 3 beautiful kids, and I'm legacy minded. I don't want my kids. I want my kids when they think back at their dad, that he was a goofy dude, and every song reminds me of him. And but he loved the Lord.
Yeah.
And I'm a flawed person.
Primarily,
I can make mistakes. So this is that song. But the cool thing about this song is that, of course, because I can't sing, is that
I think you can.
My wife is an amazing singer. So I said, hey, you got to do the hook on this thing. And I'm sorry, my mom just wrote something.
Oh, let me
Thank you,
see.
Carolyn and Peter, never thought we'd see this moment when you and your band were practicing in the garage at Eddie Frederick. Yeah, my mom was there listening to all the screaming going on and out of tune.
I know
playing.
You got to be so proud of him. I for real. We get a lot of moms on here, and I can relate.
Yeah.
When you see your child accomplish something, and that's amazing. I'm proud of you, Pete. I really am. I tell, especially Pete, and we're close to the same age, but it's a big deal.
Yeah.
That your journey has brought you here, and God, I just think it's amazing. I think it's amazing. And I love the fact that, I want to say this, even though you were kind of rebelling against God or whatever, trying to find your lane, trying to find all that, you still wrote a Christian song. You know what I mean? And you didn't sit there and curse God out or anything like that. Nope. Christine Beam. Hi, Mom. So Christine says, hi, Mom. I was like, that's weird. She's her mom too. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, Christine saying hi to my mom?
Yeah, I think so. That's so sweet, Christine. Hi, sweetie. That is so sweet. Yeah. And you're welcome, Rita. God, he's so talented. He's so gifted. Oh my goodness.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's the truth. So
yeah,
I'm excited to hear
my wife sang the hook on this. So she's a great singer, and this is why God doesn't give me all the gift stuff, because if I could sing like this woman, I wouldn't be able to. I would be like when we play at church, we do worship, and we do acoustic worship. Sometimes I play guitar and she sings, and she is a nervous wreck every time she goes up there. And if I had this talent, I'd be like, watch me work. I'd be. And that's why God didn't give it to me.
Yeah, he's like, no, you would be too boastful.
Yeah, I'd be like, watch out, God, I got this.
I can sing, I can play, I can write.
Yeah. God's gonna I'm gonna make sure that you need a lot of people to pull anything off, because you're gonna be something. So we can play the song, and then afterwards I'm gonna call my wife over here so she can say hi really quick.
Absolutely, I would love that. So keep in mind, folks, I convinced Pete to do this because I said I would love to hear this, because we like all genres of music. And it's funny because I specifically told you I'm not a big fan of screaming heavy metal, and I'm not a huge fan of rap, even though my son is a rapper. But if I can understand the words, and I listened to a little bit of it, I was like, wow, okay, I'm excited about this. Yeah. So here, making its debut.
If people don't like it, it's totally okay. Like my other 3 songs.
Yes.
But this is just like, even some of my other songwriting friends haven't really heard this side of me. So
I think it's exciting. I think it's really exciting.
I thought let's just have a little fun with it.
Yeah, but, why not? Yeah. Why not? I mean, after all, we're all here. Let's listen to it. So, folks, here is Pete's song called Halftime. And I love the title. So remember to tell me more about the title when we come back, because I like that. All right, folks, here we go. Are y'all ready for this? Something completely new, making a debut here on Carolyn's Corner Live. The first ever, I can't ever get my finger in the camera, rap-ish song with Pete Sullivan and his lovely wife. What is your wife's first name?
Amber.
Amber and Pete Sullivan. Here we go. So excited.
If I ask you what you think of me, tell me what the first 3 words gonna be. God knows that I'm trying to leave a legacy. Sometimes it's so hard just to break free from the old man, from the same sin. Still seems like the enemy's gonna win. Just when I
ticking and it's halftime.
Yeah, it's halftime and I've been coasting. You couldn't tell by the way I've been posting. I love Jesus, what is it showing? Besides the memes, I keep my Instagram flowing. Surface level, just where the devil wants me, taunts me, says I'm better as a rebel. But Jesus, you don't ever want me to settle, like losing the bass without losing the treble. But when it comes to the heart of the matter and everybody else scatters, Lord, I wanna be standing. Wanna take a giant leap in my faith and never hesitate, though I don't know where I'm landing. The double-minded me keeps stalling, the pleasures of this world keep calling and put me back to sleep. I'm so easily distracted, I'm kept inactive. Lord, put the fire under my feet, yeah!
When the world stops and looks at me, everybody thinks I'm doing fine, but I'm not half of who you made me to be. They're looking in from the outside. This prodigal has stumbled and fell. So many years, so much wasted time. But Lord, you know I wanna finish well, but the clock is ticking and it's halftime.
Stuck here in this desert place, you provide a way out if I seek your face. But who am I to even approach your gates?
Child, don't be afraid.
Deep down in this grave I'm digging all the errors of my ways and this dirty living. How could this all possibly be forgiven?
Your debt I've already paid.
But Jesus, I don't understand. Don't you see what a sinful man I am? I'm a shipwrecked soul in sinking sand.
You're never too far away.
Your love for me is so perfect, Lord, I'll never deserve it. My life is yours, please use it. Lord, have your way, hey!
When the world stops and looks at me, everybody thinks I'm doing fine, but I'm not half of who you made me to be. They're looking in from the outside. This prodigal has stumbled and fell. So many years, so much wasted time. But Lord, you know I wanna finish well, but the clock is ticking and it's halftime.
Yeah!
The clock is ticking and it's halftime. The clock is ticking and it's halftime. The clock is ticking and it's halftime.
Yeah, the clock is ticking and it's halftime.
Oh my gosh. Wait a minute. So I want to tell you, I love that song. Hi,
Well, thank
Amber.
you.
Oh my gosh. Hi, sweetheart. Hold on. I got to gush for a second. Hold on. I got to brag about your husband. And you,
Yeah.
oh my gosh. No, really. I don't know if you were seeing the comments while it was playing,
Yeah.
but you know what? When I
I'm glad we
first
didn't lose everybody.
No, oh my gosh, I love this, Pete. I love this so much. You should be playing this for the teens in your church. You should be playing this for the teens everywhere. But teens and young men and young women, because they need it. And this is something they can relate to on their own level. Oh my gosh, it's not just I don't want to listen to that Christian song. You know what I mean? It's a rap song. It's got a great beat. I don't know, but I'm just like, you're a genius. Y'all are geniuses.
Thank
For
you.
real, oh my gosh. So Christine Beam said, all these phases bring us to where we need to be. No regrets. Christine also said, I love it. And I said, me too, of course. And Kimmy gave you hearts. She just hearts all over her little, whatever you call that thing, little person of herself. Love it. And my husband is watching us in the living room on the big screen. And he said, man, that's great. My son would love it. And his son has been giving testimony for years in the church, and he loves music like this, and so does my son. You know, my stepson. Oh gosh, they would love it, honestly.
That's great. Yeah, well, so the song's a little bit different because it's on. I decided I was going to make like a rap, just to keep it open, so I can, if I want to do more rap stuff, I can do it on this Spotify.
Yes.
So it's called, if anyone's ever looking for it, it's not under Pete Sullivan.
Okay.
It's under Reason for the Rising. It's like idea of like, Jesus, salvation, reason for the rising. So just thought I'd keep it kind of like a more of an ambiguous name, so that I could do, it could just seem like a rap group of some sort, instead of it being. So if anyone's ever looking for that, it's under that. But
well,
yeah,
you mean if they're ever. I'm telling you, just from the response I'm seeing, believe me,
I know. I'm surprised. I thought we
yes.
might lose some people
No,
because
no,
everyone's
no.
like, "Oh, I love this song. It's
No,
so
no,
nice
no.
Christian songs."
I
And I'm like,
love it because it's current. The kid, I mean, honestly, Pete, you may want to consider including this with your other music. First of all, introduce us to the beautiful lady sitting next to you. I got her name, but I'm so sorry. I can go on and on. Go
That's
ahead.
okay.
Go ahead.
this is my gorgeous wife,
Yes.
Amber.
Hi,
And
Amber.
Hello, and hi, Christine.
Gosh, it's so nice to meet you. Your voice is beautiful, just like your body, your face. I don't know. Your voice is
Thank
beautiful,
you.
just like you are. I don't know. That did not come out the way it said.
All
Just like
right, thank you.
whatever.
this rap
Gosh,
music
really?
getting to your brain.
It's got to me. It's already changing me. I'm turning into a punk rocker, a rapper, or something. No, my gosh, that was really good. I honestly think y'all should do more of those together. Pete, I'm serious. I'm going to
Yeah.
encourage you to do that.
I
Because-
appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome because you have both lanes. So you can do that and gear it towards the kids because I'm telling you, the kids are going to love it.
Yeah.
And with your voice, Amber, with your voice, man, and y'all together, woo.
She
Thank you.
is the real deal Holyfield over here. She's really
Yes. Oh my God. How long have y'all been married?
we've been married. It'll be 4 years in September.
Oh my
And
gosh.
yeah. And I always say that she lived 3 hours away from me. We met on a Christian dating site. And I always say that she lived up in the Adirondacks, up in like upstate New York, about 3
Right.
hours away from me. And I always say that God just hid her away until I could grow up enough
Probably
to handle
was.
this woman.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I could find her. It was like
Isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
Oh my
So-
gosh. Well,
so,
I
yeah,
love
so-
that y'all sing together. Do y'all write together? Have you written together?
We did. Well, it's funny. Her old church, her home church up in upstate New York, they asked me to write a song. They felt like God was putting something on their heart, and they were like, "Could you write a song about the church and unity?" And so I started working on stuff, and I was having some hard times with some of the words. And she's never been writing anything, right? So
Wow.
we sat there, and then she came up with some great words. So it was the first time we ever wrote together was last year, and the song came out
Wow.
great. And so yeah, so it's there might be some more. Who knows? Who knows what's
Wow.
the deal.
Well, I tell you what, honestly, I really think y'all should pursue the rap thing, honestly, not just, and I'm not even joking that because honestly, I love the other songs. Believe me, I love them. But I just had a vision of all these kids in the audience just jumping up with their hands up in the air and just praising, you know what I mean? Honestly. And those lyrics, whew, very good. As Pamela said, deep lyrics. Wow. Now this is to the rap song. Remember that you were hesitant to play.
Yeah, well, because sometimes as soon as someone hears just the tone of the music,
Yeah.
people will kind of edit themselves and say, "Oh, well, I don't know what that is, but I'm not going to deal."
Yeah.
But I think if people would realize there's a lot of great Christian rappers out there, like
Yes.
Lecrae, and like, he does some really great stuff and really challenging stuff. So sometimes the cool thing about the rap stuff is you can go in places that maybe regular, more mainstream church Christian music can
Right.
go. Like, and that song has an edge to it. It's like, what am I doing? And what am I doing with my life? Am I going to live it out? Am I
Right.
going to finish well? And then talking about some internal conflict, that rawness you can get going in that.
Absolutely.
So-
And think about it, what you went through as a youth and what I went, you know what I mean? All of us, our kids are faced with even more now, I think.
It's crazy.
Even more. So if you could, gosh, I'm over here promoting you as a rapper. I really haven't. I
Well,
never
see,
thought that would happen.
This is the thing, though. Like, all of
Never
us,
thought it would happen.
all of us. Thanks, Christine. Thanks
Thank
for
you,
listening.
Christine.
We
Thank
appreciate
you so much, beautiful. God bless you.
I was going to say that, all of us sitting here as adults go, "Oh yeah, like we're going to be down with the kids." But then when I play it for my kids,
Well,
my son is like, he's 14 and he loves hip hop. And he was like, "Yeah, that's all right." Now, of course, I'm his dad. So,
yeah, that's what it
do you do?
is.
But, it's a little more old school for them. But, at the same time, it's just another way to express
So
myself
that's
in a way
old
that I can
school.
perform, because I don't really perform anything. So
Right. Well, that's how much I know about rap. That's old school. See, to me, that's like current. Okay. I'm completely out of touch with reality. Well, I've known that for years. So as
well,
my
even
son
someone who's
always
into
tells
hip
me.
hop, even someone who's into hip hop, sometimes I feel like I'm not. I'm like, my kids humble me quite a bit.
Oh
So they're
yeah,
like,
my kids do too. I'm like, thanks. Sometimes I'm like, that was mean. My son especially. Mom, really, mom. I'm like, what? Oh my gosh. Well, I love it. I think well then
thank you.
figure out what's current in rap and do it like that.
I know.
Because
That's
maybe
what
that's
my
why I
son
like it so
does.
much. I could understand the words. What? I
Well,
love this new rap.
I grew up listening to like hip hop in the 90s,
Yeah.
where like words meant a lot. And
Yeah.
now a lot of the rap is what
Yeah.
they call mumble rap, where they're
Yeah.
and you can't hear what they're saying. And like the thing I love about hip hop is the verbal gymnastics that you can do. Like
Yeah.
you can do all sorts of crazy things. And sometimes like the music now, it's more of a, it's a vibe, but like you don't like the words are, it's not as much of gymnastics as you can have it. So I like that kind of stuff where you can go all over the place,
I
and
like that description because that's how some of it sounds too. I'm like,
yeah.
I don't know what they said. I have no idea.
No,
But some
no,
of it, I'll be listening, you'll hear something and I'm like, I don't want to hear that because unfortunately, most of the time it's just disgusting. It really
yeah,
is.
yeah.
And
And
it'd be
that's why
nice
if
to
you
have
listen,
some lyrics that have meaning and are clean lyrics and
yeah, yeah,
for a
and
change.
and I think that if people search a little bit, like Lecrae, some Toby Mac stuff, there's a whole bunch of like hip hop people in Christian music. Lecrae has some really deep stuff. There's a guy called, it's Da Truth, Da Truth, and his stuff is really
You could be
like,
Dud Pete.
yeah, Da
That's
Pete,
a funny name, Dud True.
Da
Now,
Truth,
Dud True? Dud True.
Da Truth.
Oh, at
So
least he's.
it's like Da Truth, yeah.
I'm
But
sorry, Duh. I don't mean to make fun of you.
no, yeah, but it's but some of his songs are like, who would I be if they wrote the Bible now? Who would I
Oh,
be? Would I be
wow.
more like, like, and he's naming all different like
Yeah.
really great figures, really not great figures. Where would I
Yeah.
fall? So
That's
how would my life
clever.
read? And really interesting stuff. So you can go into lots of different directions, that kind of stuff. So
Yeah, and I
well,
love
thank you for all the encouragement on that hip
no,
hop stuff.
really.
We might have to do another
No,
song.
really, Pete. And I'm shocked myself that I'm over here saying, hey, Pete, hey, Amber, y'all do some more of those. Because ask anyone that knows me, like, no, Carolyn doesn't like rap. I tell everybody I wrote one rap song and it was called Do the Heimlich, and I never finished it.
You
But
need
if
to
I could
finish
write
that.
like that, yeah, it was just,
You
I'll tell
finish
you.
that, and I'm going to come on here. And I'm going to interview you
Okay,
about the
that would be
Heimlich.
hilarious because
Yeah.
I'll give you the words and you can finish it for me. Okay, it's one line. It's two verses. I'm such a ridiculous person. It goes when you're choking on your food and you don't know what to do the Heimlich.
Oh,
Like,
there you
and
go.
then when you're eating up your chicken and you think it's finger licking, do the Heimlich. That's all. All
There you
these
go.
years, and oh, my son loves it when I tell him that. He's like, "Mom, really?"
Well, part of a spiritual gift of a good parent is to thoroughly embarrass your children, and
Yes.
that's one of my main goals in my life. And my daughter's probably watching this, and she would agree, and my son
I'm sure.
would be thoroughly agree with that. So
Yeah, exactly. My poor son, he's 30 because, my kids are older. He's 30. Ugh, I have to stop and think. And he said, Mom, really? Because I keep telling him all this stuff I'm doing. Mom, every time you do something else, I lose more cool points. He told me that one time. It's like, what do you mean? You know what I mean? It's like, wait, you're not supposed to be doing all that. I'm like, well, just go on. Just go on. Don't worry about it. That's not very nice.
yeah,
Yeah, I think
I'm still waiting to grow up. So
I don't think I'm ever going to. I've pretty much decided. And I was going to say the title to that, Halftime. I like that because it's like, okay, you're halfway finished. And I love the buzzer at the end. Was that what kind of buzzer was that? Like a basket? I don't even know. I'm like,
it was
there was a buzzer, right? It wasn't.
I was looking more for first I was going to do like a actual like for like in like a halftime you'd hear
Yeah.
a game, but I didn't. I felt like I wanted to have something more. It was more of like an alarm clock. I wanted more one. it's like a wake up call,
Wake
right?
up.
And then 2, it's urgent, you know,
Yeah.
almost like with a bomb, like if you ever watched that show 24 back in the day,
Yes, yes.
you're like,
Wake
that
up, wake up, it's halftime. You're running. You know what I say? I tell my husband all the time, we're running out of time. And he's like, what do you mean? I said, well, we're not going to live forever. I don't think so. We have things we need to do.
Yeah,
So
we
I like
gotta,
that halftime.
we don't have a lot of time, and especially as
No.
you get older, you're like, you see people pass away,
I
and
know.
you see missed opportunities, and even in
Yep.
our own lives, we've missed opportunities, and it's almost like you get so lulled to sleep with the regular schedule of everything
Yes.
and doing all this mundane stuff. You got to remember, we're only here for a small period of time.
So true.
That
So
is
let me see what
catchy
she
and
said.
educational.
See, Christine said, I have to go. Really enjoyed this. God bless. Oh, wait, I thought there was something. There was one down there. Hold on. Let me. Oh, I put it over here. That is catchy and educational. See? Now that is coming. That is Pamela Bradley. This is a rap song, okay? Now, I'm not saying anything negative about Pamela Bradley because I know she's a beautiful person, but I'm saying people in she's probably I don't know if she's my generation. I'm just assuming. We like it, okay? So it's approved. It's approved by us. It's approved by me and Pamela.
Got a cosign. Got a
Christine.
cosign from everybody. Okay.
Yes,
so,
you have like we agree.
All right.
3 out of 5 moms agree. Now, what is that with the dentist? Dentist recommended.
Yes.
Well, I don't know how many moms are on here, but I'd say 4 out of 5. I'm gonna venture to say 4 out of 5 moms.
Pamela's
I am 68. See,
she's telling us what's
see,
up.
you didn't have to do that, Pamela. See, I knew it. Well, I'm 55, but we're still, within the same. Well, I don't know, but anyway, Pamela likes it.
We
I
got
like
a
it.
pretty
Christine
hip
likes
crowd
it.
here. This is good. So
I love it. Yeah, and I like our diversity. We have women and well, what happened to Neil? Neil, are you still here?
I think Neil's writing another song about Christmas and dogs and stuff. I think.
I think he is. Oh my
Neil,
God.
you better put that out this Christmas. I'm gonna be waiting to hear from you.
We are excited to hear that song, right? Oh my gosh, you're so talented, Pete.
Thank you.
Gosh,
Thank you.
Amber, how does it feel to be married to such a talented person?
It's amazing. He is a wonderful,
Oh,
wonderful
God.
husband. He is very talented. He's always coming up with songs, crazy songs. That's why we keep a guitar upstairs in the living room so he can just pick it up anytime.
That's
She's
so
used to
awesome.
this, me running out of, like I said, when I ran out of the church.
You're like, what's wrong with you?
Or I'm like, oh, hold on a second, I gotta go downstairs and there's something, and then all of a sudden it's like an hour later, like, hi, are you coming back? And I'm like a mad scientist. Like it's a blessing and a curse because
Right.
Once it gets in your head, I think anybody, I want to hear from all the songwriters that they're listening. Does anyone understand how this feels? You're going through your day and all of a sudden something comes up and you're like, oh, that's good. And you start writing it down. And then for days, it's like you're a zombie. All you're thinking, what's the next line? Wait, no, that would work better than that. And my kids know, like I get into this, I'm like, oh man,
You're in the writing zone. Your eyes glaze over.
Line is, and it's almost,
oh, Dad's writing a song again.
You almost want it to get done so you can go back to thinking about normal stuff again because you're just like, I got to get this thing done. So,
how many songs do you think? How many songs have you written? Do you know?
Oh, I don't know. I don't know.
Pamela said, I get it. My paintings are in my head until I can get them out on the canvas.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, Pamela. I really want to see your paintings now. I know I do. I really do.
I do too.
We've got to figure out a way to let people, you can hold them up and then the people on audio, you could just describe them. Well, it's a picture of a beautiful field with flowers. I don't know why I want a picture with it.
Well, even if it's not on the radio side of things, so since we're doing stuff on Facebook, she could totally come on here and show off her stuff, which would be
That's
great.
right. Sure could. Pamela,
If
keep that in mind.
If we can play music on a video thing, then she can show stuff on video.
You know what? That's absolutely true. You can have a painting. I could say, Pamela, do you have a painting that represents halftime in life, for example? And we could put her painting up and play your song behind the painting.
There you go.
Problem solved. And then when we do it on Spotify where they can only hear it, we can just talk about the song. Man, and where did you come up with that beautiful painting to represent that song? I'm glad you asked. There's a beautiful lady by the name of Pamela Bradley. See how that
Carolyn's always on the grind. She's always trying to figure it out.
I'm learning all this as I go. It's hilarious. I tell my husband, for an old lady, I don't know what I'm doing. Let's do this. Fun. Oh my God. Well, my poor husband, God bless him, he hung a big map for me. That reminds me, I have a big map. A big sounds true. He hung this big map from the ceiling because he didn't want to block all of our pictures. Let me tell you about these pictures behind me. You probably can't see them very well. These are paintings or pictures that were done by my family members that have passed away for the most part. Mm-hmm. My older sister, I just lost her 3 years ago, and she did all the ones with the animals on them.
Okay.
And his mother years ago painted the picture on the left that has a picture of Jesus. I don't know if you can see it. Anyway, I just have to share that with you. So he didn't want to block. Yeah. And I call it somebody came up with a line. I'm going to write it eventually. My wall tiled of memories. And I was like, because it is. It's, and I wanted to pay, tribute to them and just say how much we love them and miss them. And, because family is everything. Yeah. But he made this he didn't make the map, but he mounted it on the ceiling right behind me. So that being said, you like that segue? Let me call my husband in here because he's going to love doing this.
He's going to have to stop watching the big TV and come on in.
Yes, because we didn't mark the map. I want to mark the map, and I have these little blue stars. You see these? They're shiny. I like bling. I don't know if it'll stay on there when we re-roll the map. So since Amber
loves bling.
See, Amber?
When we got married, she had sneakers that were like glitter sneakers.
That's so awesome.
Yeah.
That is really cool. I love it. So let me see if he got the cue. He's in the other room. He's watching the show. If he doesn't come soon, I'll have to do it by myself because I keep forgetting to mark the map. And we spent money on it, they weren't cheap. We hung it up because we couldn't figure out how to do it. I'm like, okay, well, my poor husband. And every time I say, you know what we should do? He's like, oh no, that means what do I need to do? Because I'm always getting to try to do something else. So, can you block the camera? Oh, he doesn't want to be on camera.
Uh-oh.
So I'm gonna go off screen for a minute and let y'all entertain each other for just a moment while so y'all talk to the people. I'll be right here. I'm gonna turn my microphone off real quick and my camera. We'll be right back.
Okay.
Be right back, folks. Okay, talk to him, Pete. Talk to him, okay?
We'll be right back. What's going on? All right. Well, thank you for being on the show tonight. And I just want to again show you my beautiful wife, Amber Sullivan.
Thank you.
Yes. So, yes, Carolyn will be back momentarily. She is going to be putting a star. I believe maybe she's going to ask where we're from, and she's going to put it on there. But, yeah.
And I want to say thank you to your mom because she called me beautiful.
I know.
So
I
want to thank her.
My mom, that comment had nothing to do with me because my mom loves this woman as she should. Oh, coming back from the dead.
I'm coming back.
Here she's coming. There she is. There she is.
The map.
She's on location.
That was a great. I like the way you kept them busy. Now it's a giant map behind me. My daughter's name is Amber Dawn. Love the name Amber.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, that was great the way y'all kept them occupied for a moment.
Well, without any notice, it's the best I could do.
Great job. This was unplanned. We always rehearse our shows so thoroughly. No, we don't. So I have this special blue star. Mm-hmm. Now, you are from Connecticut.
Yes.
I didn't consider
Connecticut on a map is a very small state.
Like that star might cover the whole.
That star might cover all of New England.
Okay, it's been a long time since I was in school. Where is Connecticut?
To the right.
It's Texas. All the way over near New York. It's right under New York.
New York. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Massachusetts. It's kind of like.
Oh, there's New York.
Yeah, so we're kind of just wedged in between.
New Hampshire. Are you in New Hampshire? No.
Nope. We're in Connecticut.
Go down from New Hampshire.
Down past Massachusetts, and then we should get into Connecticut, right?
Oh my God, it's tiny. This star is going to take up the whole state. But
I know. Okay. That's where we're like, that's a big star.
Maybe I should hold on. Let me use the little star.
Yeah.
See, not only is this going to be good so people will know where everyone is from, but it'll be good because it'll help me with my geography because it's one of my worst subjects. I'm going to use a little star.
Unfortunately, for all other Connecticut people, where our star has taken up all of Connecticut, so there'll be no more people from Connecticut.
It's just all about.
It's all about. It doesn't stick.
We own Connecticut.
You are. Wait a minute. That star doesn't stick.
Oh boy,
Hold on.
star doesn't stick. You're right.
This is the first test with the star. Sorry, I'm.
Uh-oh.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. So we are
Live
officially
television people.
there. It's on there.
Okay.
We have officially pinned Connecticut. Let me see if I can point the camera. Can you see it from? Because I'm on half the
You can see
screen.
the map, but I don't see the star.
We still only see
Well,
Michigan.
Yeah.
It's a great idea. Believe me, it's on there. It's on
Yeah, it's on
Connecticut.
It is a good
We
idea.
believe
Yes!
you. We believe you, Carol.
So I'm gonna get some different stickers, but I like the blingy ones. So congratulations on being our first official representation on our map. So that is, we are
Oh,
spreading
wow,
joy.
we're not just Connecticut. We're the first ones on the map.
Wow.
First ones on the map. And
Wow.
our saying on Carolyn's Corner is we're spreading love one corner at a time. So that is almost the corner, sort of, kind of. I'm bad with geography.
You go a
So
little
our
farther,
goal
you
is
go
to
water.
fill up the whole map. I don't know if I'll survive all that, but that's our goal. We want to see stars or stickers everywhere. Okay.
That'd be great.
Yeah. So congratulations on being our first recipient of the blue star.
Yay.
Yay. And I need to send you a plaque. Oh, we don't have no money in the budget for plaques.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll send a piece of paper saying
How about we get you smaller glitter stickers?
Yes, great idea. Because it was on my list of things to do. And for some reason, the glitter stickers got named out of the bottom of the list, and I forgot about it. And then I didn't think there would be an issue with them sticking. But anyway, it's a big map, as you can see. So we are in Texas, and Texas,
You got plenty of space for stars in Texas.
we sure do. And what's funny about it, we were talking to the guy in where was he? The UK, England. And you can go all the way from England. You can go to 3 different countries in less time that it takes you to get through Texas, because it takes you over 12 hours. And he thought that was he couldn't believe that. He's like, what? It takes you 12 hours? We can go all the way there and back.
Yeah.
And that's pretty crazy. So how long does it take to drive across Connecticut?
Like
3 hours?
not hardly.
3 hours?
Maybe 3 hours at the most, at the very most.
Wow. Well, is it cold in Connecticut? So now I'm practicing my geography. So now I can visually see where you are with your little star. You know what we need to do? We need to put like a little tiny picture. No, that would be hard, of the person.
Yeah.
That wouldn't work. That would be good that way, because it'd help me remember, and
It
it
would
would
be
help me
so
learn
small
geography.
you wouldn't even be able to see it. So you'd be like,
Good point.
"Who was that?"
Guys, crushing my dreams here, man. Crushing my dreams.
It's just a big bald head. So,
Wait a minute, who's that guy? Oh, that was Pete. Remember? Oh my gosh, that's so
professional
cool.
bald guy.
Yeah,
right.
an actual bald guy. Oh man, that's cool. So, what's the weather like? Is it cold there?
It's not. It's actually been very nice the last few days. It's been it's I don't know, like maybe mid-60s, sunny. It's been really nice. So
Wow,
we're
that's
starting to get
great.
into that nice weather. You know, it's
Yeah,
cool
it's-
enough where it's nice at night, but not too cold.
Right.
And we can turn the heat off, which is nice. So we don't
That
have to-
is nice. We've had the AC on pretty much all night, all day, because it's been in the 90s here,
Wow.
and I'm over here.
Yeah, I like spring and fall. Fall's
Me
my
too.
favorite, and it's just enough where it's nice out, but cool enough to sleep at night. So
Right. And in Connecticut, you actually have the seasons. You actually have fall where the leaves fall.
that's true.
We don't really have that.
Yeah.
It is either hot or cold. We don't really get any in between
That's
in
it.
Texas. Not where we are in South Texas anyway. I don't know about you guys, but I've had a blast, and I've had so much fun having you on. And
Yeah.
I really am honored that you chose our show to come on and share your songs. And I'm thrilled that you got to be our first star. And I may go back and put stars from the previous guest,
Yeah.
but I don't know if that would be fair without them being on the show. They were on the show, but I kind of failed to.
I think
they should.
I think it should get this star. You know.
Yeah, I think so. See, what happened is,
They'd
yeah,
appreciate that.
I bought these big thumbtacks. Do y'all need any big, those big push pins? Or like this big?
Yeah.
It's so funny because they won't work. It's hanging. So
Yeah.
so I'm like, what am I going to do with these? Now I have a big thing of giant push pins. So if you need any use for them, if you can think of anything that will serve anyone for those giant push pins, because I never send anything back. I just love buying stuff. Oh my gosh. What a great show. I've had a lot of fun with you guys. I really have. Amber, thanks for coming out and joining us. I hope you had fun.
Of course I did. And I've been watching upstairs. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool.
it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just want to also thank you, Carolyn, because like for someone like me who pretty much just writes and doesn't perform as much, except for the rap stuff. But the other stuff, like not having, it's hard to be able to talk about, like when you're an artist, you can get up there, you can kind of talk about why you wrote the song, or
Right.
But as someone who just writes, this has been great to be able to explain what I do and to explain the stories and what my thoughts were behind doing the song. So I really appreciate you giving me the opportunity to come on here and tell my stories. And it's like that show Storytellers, it's
It
great.
is. It is. And you're more than welcome. And that's the reason I wanted to do this, because every time I've in my life gone to hear someone sing live, for example, or whatever, I always request an original song. And then and when I hear a song that I love, which is a lot, I always think to myself, I wonder if they wrote that song. You know what I mean? Because being a lyricist myself, same thing. I sing, but not, like you said, I can't sing like, oh, I can't. Well, I just did it. I guess I can. I didn't know. That was that was an unknown talent I didn't know I possessed. I'm just joking. I'm getting silly. As it gets later, I get silly. But yeah, that's why I wanted to do it, because I know these songs come from our hearts, and from true life experiences. And I want to give everybody the opportunity to hear where these songs are coming from, to see these people that are writing them, because it's not just, it's just a catchy little tune. These songs are heartfelt. These songs are from our lives, and your songs are going to touch so many people and help so many people. I'm serious. And I hope you keep up doing the rap stuff. And I never thought I would ever say that, Pete, really. But it seems unanimous. It seems like everybody's like, yeah, I think you should do both, even if you keep them completely separate. And send anything to me, because I would love to share it. Once you've been on the show, and I'll keep sharing whatever I can, and maybe I'll have you back again. I want to do a big reunion from all the states.
That's it.
That would be great, wouldn't it? Pete, it's been such an honor having you on. And Amber, thank you so much for joining us. It really has been a lot of fun. And you put up with my silly self for hours. My husband just came in the room and said that he wants me to say hello to Brett and Brittany, which is my stepdaughter and daughter-in-law. Well, daughter and son-in-law. Hi, Brett and Brittany. Hi. How are y'all doing? I hope you're enjoying the show. This is Pete Sullivan and his lovely wife, Amber.
Hello.
Don't do it now. Don't do it now, guys, but please go back and listen and watch the show. He's got some great songs. He even has a rap song, the last song, called Halftime. Brett, you're going to love it. I'm serious. So I'm talking to you, Brett, so make sure you do it. Feels weird. I'm like looking at you and looking at the screen. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us here on Carolyn's Corner Live. I had a blast. I'm always blessed to have you. Remember, as you go through your day-to-day, try to treat each other with kindness. Oh, let me see what Lee says. Hey, brother, try not to use just when talking about the gifts the Lord has given you. Oh, that's so true. You don't just write these songs. I'll be praying for you and your family, and that'll continue to guide you in your artistry. Yes, and Lee is, he's such a great guy. He's going to be on our show, I think, the 20th, if I'm not mistaken. Super excited about that. He's a great songwriter as well, great singer. Just so blessed. Y'all keep that joy coming. Keep that love coming. Keep that talent. Keep doing those, writing these great songs. I want to have y'all all back on here as often as we can. God bless you both very much, Pete and Amber. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. We'll take care. Ladies and gentlemen, take care. Have a wonderful night.
Bye.
Bye-bye.